This is Sleepwalker Radio, and we're here with NoGum Hundo.
You did. What's happening? Shout out Sleepwalker. It's your boy.
Let's get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, man. We were kind of talking already, but how are you doing right now or today?
Shit, I'm cooler, man. You know how I do it. It's another day to be fine. Every single day.
Facts. And yeah, this
Yeah,
isn't. Or what were you gonna say?
yeah. Just to start off right off the top, because you introduced it, when did you start Another Day to Be Fine? Because I think I remember following you all throughout like your early career, and I just remember you just started posting it on your story like almost every day, and I was like, damn, this is motivating me right now. What made you start that?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of just wanted to start a trend. Like I just wanted to like have something that I can actually say that I started for real. So I did that. I probably did it like 2 days. And then like the third day I didn't do it because it was just like, I was just like another day to be fine. Like I wasn't really tripping about it. But then the day that I didn't do it, people was DMing me like, yo, I thought it was another day to be fine. What's going on? So I was like, okay, I got what I wanted. I started something. So it was really that simple. Like I just decided it because I was like, shit, that's just what it is. I see other people starting trends. How can I start one? You know what I'm saying? I be seeing a lot of people like, I think the craziest one with it was like one time somebody had posted their newborn and the caption was another day to be fine. And I ain't even know that person. I didn't know the baby or nothing. I'm like, damn, like that shit just a regular quote. It's like, good morning now, you know what I'm saying? Rise and grind or some shit. Like, so shit. Hey, it's just something new.
No, I'm with that. Yeah, because it just started motivating me. I was like, dang, he's doing this. He's been doing this for so long. And I bet people are adopting it. So
at this point, like if I meet somebody and like we exchange grams in about a week or so, if I run into them again, they're gonna be like, well, it's another day to be fine. I was like, hey, shit, that's what it is.
You grew up in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I was born in Augusta. Then like when I was like 9 or 10, I moved to we were staying in Lithonia, so that's the east side. And then for the most part, I done stayed throughout the city ever since then. I grew up. I went to high school out there in Henry County, so that's a little south of the city. And then got down. I'm back on the east side with it now.
What's your favorite part of Atlanta? Like, what's your favorite neighborhood in Atlanta?
Favorite neighborhood? I ain't really got no favorite neighborhood because I really be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just love the city. Period. You know what I'm saying? I love the city. I love the outskirts. I love everything. I think the best thing about it is just the culture. You know, we don't really, even how y'all said, like I do a lot of shit myself. I feel like everybody out here doing shit themselves. Like, a lot of people think that it's, people like, I don't know, bro. Everybody really self-made out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see too much industry shit going on. I see a lot of people, coming out of pocket or, making their little jugs to goddamn do they want, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's just a lot of culture out here, and that's why like we thrive so much because it's always current. Like what y'all heard, if y'all heard something from me today, that's probably 2 months old. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how Atlanta be. So I think I love that. Like ain't no city like that to me. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you get the most love in Atlanta, but also the most hate as well? Like, do you feel like the most hate that you get, or if you feel like you get hate at all, do you think it's like from Atlanta?
You say I think the best way I can really put it is that like everybody, like that's the thing about that self-made shit is that like everybody lit, everybody is a celebrity, everybody turned because a lot of people put in work out here. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's hate, but it'd be like it's the hardest. Like if you can prove yourself and make a name in Atlanta, you really doing something. Cause don't nobody give a fuck about nobody out here. Like they don't give a fuck if you pop in, if you go viral, you know what I'm saying? If you famous, if you got like, bro, we could be in the room with a millionaire and everybody gonna treat that nigga regular. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody really tripping. Like that's just what it is. So I feel like it's just a harder crowd in Atlanta. More so because I feel the love. You know what I'm saying? I feel the love, but I had to go through a lot to actually feel that. So, that's just what it is. It's like, proving yourself in a way.
Facts. So when did you start rapping? I saw somewhere that your aunt kind of got you into rapping.
Yeah. So basically, I always thought I was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad and my uncle, they was working on cars and shit. Like they did like, you know, like Pimp My Ride type of thing. My uncle did the window tint. My dad did the upholstery. They had somebody that do painting and the rims and stuff like that. So I kind of always like when I saw like big timers and shit on TV and stuff like that, I kind of equated that with my dad and my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Hot boys, you know, they young. So I feel like I always felt like I was a rapper in a way. So my auntie, she used to like write me and my brother raps. You know what I'm saying? Me, my brother, my cousin, we was like a little rap group at first. We was like a Christian rap group. And then you know, she was writing the raps.
That's
But
tough.
yeah, so I think I wrote my first rap in like third grade, but I wasn't even like taking nothing serious. It was just something to do. But I say in fifth grade, I got down, man, I heard this Juicy J verse, and he was like, independent, all you hoes, making more than selling dope. And I think once he said that, I heard that, it just clicked. I was in fifth grade, and that shit just clicked. I was like, damn, well, I want to do that shit. So I think I threw the headphones off and wrote to that same song, and the rest was history. So I was like in fifth grade. I was like 11, 12 or something like that.
Got you, got you. For the Christian rap group, just to take it back, were y'all like releasing music and stuff?
Nah, we was just performing. You know,
Got you, got
we
you.
was just trying to do like, you know, my auntie, she knew we wanted to rap, but you know, my grandma, you know, she wanted to make sure we could say it in front of the whole family. So
Yeah,
that was like,
that's
that
one
was
of
kind of,
the
she was smart. Like, you know, my auntie was real smart by doing that because we was able to just rap it in front of everybody. You know, we little kids and stuff. And then I would say like towards like sixth grade, that's when like my dad and my auntie kind of was like, they don't know it, but one was in one ear, one was in the other ear. So I'm getting game from both of them. And you know, shit, I feel like that was the best teachers that I could have had, point blank period.
Did you ever sneak a couple cuss words in there? Did you ever get in trouble for, you know what I mean? Trying to make it a
Uh,
little bit
so
non-Christian.
it was funny because I think like when I first was like on my own with it, like writing my own raps, my folks wasn't really tripping about me cussing, but they was like, you don't know how to cuss. Like you just cussing just to cuss. So you don't need to say you can say nigga, that's it. You just cussing just to cuss. So they was just like, so you know, for a while I had the PG-13 raps, you know what I'm saying?
right.
That was probably up till I was like 17, but it wasn't never nothing. Like, you know, I was a good rapper. I'm fine. So, you know, that wasn't
Yeah.
a big thing. I could do that today if I wanted to. No cussing.
What was the first song that you uploaded or put out?
Shit, I want to say that had to be me and my brother song. So I got an older brother. He was like, that was really another reason that kept me kind of going when I was younger. So my older brother, his name Trey, he got down. He was playing the piano when we was kids, like he could play by ear. So
Oh,
then
really?
eventually, one Christmas, my dad got him a beat machine and shit, and got down. You know, he was always cooking up beats. So we was like a rap group, you know, we was like a duo at the time and shit like that. So eventually we ended up dropping our song in like 2010, maybe. We was definitely still in high school. We was in high school, but like before then, we had recorded some songs too, though. We had recorded a few songs, but we probably dropped officially like 2010. Everything else was like on CDs and stuff like that.
Got you.
Yeah.
You were part of a collective, No Gum, right? And that stood for No Bubble Gum.
Yeah,
Who was
yeah.
in the group, and when did you guys like start that?
Okay, so NoGum is me, Lynn, Boz, Jamie, Grizz, Matt, Mark. You know what I'm saying? And my nigga Snack and my nigga Pooch. And the reason why I kind of hesitated when I said Snack and Pooch, because they like Snack is an OG member, but like they came with the rapping way after the fact. Cause we started No Gun like 2012, and it was really like all of us. Like it was anybody who was around. Like, cause that's when I first started like recording for real. Like my
Got you.
brother went off to college and shit. I was still trying to rap. I'm like, nigga, you in college, but that don't mean this shit gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was going on. And you know, it was really like my support system. So everybody who was around when I was like going solo for real, those was the guys that was in NoGum. And then shit, we still at it, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lynn, we used to, I feel like people don't know this about Lynn because he's a producer now, but like Lynn is like, put him side by side with me, ain't nobody seeing us, and we can rap all day. Put him with us, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how that shit go. I just feel like at this point, like I'm building to turn it into a label, and you know what I'm saying? Like just keep pushing artists from it, because I feel like that's what we always do. Like we always just like kind of help people get their confidence into starting into their careers, you know what I'm saying? So that's just what that is. Like NoGum, it's like NoGum 2.0 at this point, because now I make beats. I'm goddamn, you know what I'm saying, having artists and shit. So I don't know how I got here. We just got down doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We just staying at it, staying down.
I mean, you mentioned your confidence or bringing instilling confidence in artists. I mean, because you've been rapping for so long, it's pretty obvious. And the way that you are, it seems like you've always had a level of confidence that's super high, even when you're just starting out. Where did that come from?
Man, I always been the best rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was in school, I was rapping against everybody. Middle school, so that's what like. When I was before I was even dropping music, like I already had like stacks of notebooks. You know what I'm saying? Like stacks and stacks of rap, just full of raps. So it was never nothing like if you said that was the best rapper at your school, I want to meet him. You know what I'm saying? That's the best rapper in the hood. I want to meet him. That's the best rapper in your small town. I want to meet him. Like that's just how I always been. I never really had to worry about like how good I rap. Like I said, my auntie and my daddy taught me everything. So I got game from people that was doing it in the 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, you know, a supportive system, a supportive family. I feel like that just, you know, gave me the push I needed to just, I could take on anything.
Word. So your aunt and your dad were like really like rapping in the 80s and 90s.
See, my dad always told me he would have been a real rapper slash, you know, music mogul if he didn't have to work so young. Like he always had to work and take care of the family when he was young. But he was in a rap group. I don't know if y'all know, but he told me he was in this rap group with this dude named 12 Gauge. 12 Gauge got that one song called Let Me Ride That Donkey, Donkey, Let Me Ride That Donkey, Donkey, Let Me Ride That Donkey, Donkey, please. It's like a Freaknik song, you know what I'm saying? You know, they used to play them at all like the dances and shit. Like at all the middle school, elementary school dances and shit. So my dad said he was in a rap group with him. You know what I'm saying? He just wasn't able to like actually, he didn't have the time to take it serious. But my auntie is actually the first person that I know who had a song recorded. Like I remember she came, we pulled up to her house and she had like two or three songs. So I was like, damn, my auntie really rapping. Like, she a real rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's tough.
Yeah, they didn't, you know, they would perform and do that. Well, my auntie would perform. Like, you know, I seen footage of her being out there in Vegas performing and shit. So, you know, I seen them trying to make some shit shake with it. You know, my dad more so gave me the game. My auntie was more so like a real life example for me to like know somebody who rapping. You know, she dated a dude that had the studio and stuff. So we would see them in action sometimes. And you know what I'm saying? It was just, that was just that. Like I had examples early on type shit.
Man, that's hard. Runs in the family.
Do you remember the specific moment you were like, okay, this is like, this is gonna be my career. This is what I'm gonna be doing.
Man,
this is what I'm meant to do.
Like I said, bro, I felt like I was a rapper before I even like picked up a pen and wrote a rap for real. Like seeing it on TV and just, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just something that I always thought I wanted to do. So I felt like the opportunity kept coming to be a rapper. Like I kind of manifested. Like I say, bro, I had millions of notebooks. Like it's a picture of me. I can pull that picture up. It's a picture of me just sitting next to all my notebooks. Like, yeah, nigga, I do this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just feel like it was always. I don't even remember the moment because I feel like by the time I got good at rapping, it was more so just a confirmation that I'm doing this shit more so than like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. It was something that I always was gonna do. Like you can ask anybody. Like if somebody say they knew me and I wasn't a rapper, they must know like 5-year-old me or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know double digits me.
Something that also really stands out to me about your music is just the beats that you rap on. I feel like you've always had a very good ear for beats since the beginning, for real. So, because you worked with a lot of like OGs like Eddie Gianni, John Mello, Grimm Doja, like early on in their careers. So, how do you go about picking the beats that you rap?
Man, it just gotta speak to me. You know, I can understand what's a good beat. I can always be like, this is a good beat, but it ain't speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like something in my brain that just spark, and it'll just be like, yep, that's it. That's it. It's that simple. Like it don't be like, oh, I need a beat that sound like this. It just, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
And do you rap or do you freestyle or do you write? It sounds like you write a lot, but recently, like in the music.
People really can't tell. You know what I'm saying? I do both though. I do both, but you know, people really can't tell the difference no more at this point. Like, you know, I didn't write Georgia Clay, for instance. Like, people thought I wrote that shit. And I ain't write that at all. So that's just, you know, a testament of how far it can go. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the last time I wrote, I was actually at Grimm Doza crib maybe like a month ago, and he recorded on FL. So I didn't want to put him through the punching problem. So I wrote it then. You know, I ain't had no problem writing then. But for the most part, like, I be ready to knock shit out, especially like if it's a time studio set. Like right now, shit, you know, I'm buying the mic right now. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like a time studio sesh, then shit, I'm always just trying to knock it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to knock it out.
And do you stand up or sit down to record?
Both. It don't matter to me.
Do you have
I always look at it like nobody cares about the process of how you make a song. Like, like I've been doing it for so long. I'm like, bro, don't nobody care that I wrote. Like, don't nobody care. I'm like, they just want to hear some bangers. So it's whatever. It's whatever calls for duty calls. You know what I'm saying? When duty calls, I show up.
Respect.
You started producing like after you were a rapper, like for a few years, right? Like you started producing like relatively recently. When did you start?
I started 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, 2020. Man, I just had an urge. You know what I'm saying? Usually I have beats in my head or whatever, and I wouldn't care if I forgot it. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't mean nothing to me. But then like I want to say it happened like 4 times in 1 week where I had a beat in my head and I forget it, and I'd be like, fuck, why I forget that beat? So then I think after like that 4th time, I was like, all right, bro, it's time to goddamn make them beats. So it was funny because my partner Ant and one of my homegirls, they pulled up and shit, and they had just pulled up, and I was like, man, y'all, I'm finna make some beats. I'm finna start making beats. And they was like, oh, for real, bet. And then got down, my boy Bonte hit me up, and he was like, he was one of my producers as well. And he hit me up, and he was like, yo, Gum, y'all know Gum.mp3?
Yeah.
He fucked around and he had posted the link, you know, how to download that motherfucking FL. So I was like, shit, what's up with it? And you know, he showed me what to do, and shit, I had FL. So it was funny because it was a crack version. So it was like it would go from like the demo version to the full version randomly. So I would never know. I would never know if I could actually save the beat and come back to it, or if it was gonna be the demo version.
Yeah.
So I would actually have to like finish the beat right then and there. So then with that, I was like, knowing that, because I had lost like 5-6 beats in the process. So when I started getting mad that I was losing beats, I was like, oh, I'm only getting, at first, I remember one time it happened because I had just got the hang of FL, and then the shit just wouldn't save, and I was like, fuck. And I went to the room, I was all mad and shit, I was about to go to sleep. And then I said, damn, I'm only mad because I like that beat. So that means I'm making beats that I like. Let me go make another one. Like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck? So, and then I had gave myself, I was like, I do 15 in a week. If I do 15 in a week, then that's how I know I'm gonna be all right. Cause I tried making beats before, but I could never get to like the sequencing part to actually finish it. So my first beat was like 59 seconds because I was like, shit, I gotta make sure that I can actually say I finished the beat. You know what I'm saying? So after that, then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna play with some sounds. You know, make sure that I finish the beat, but got a little more to it. Okay, and then just keep going, and you know, shit, the rest has been history. You know.
Which one do you prefer? Like at this point in your career, like which one is like less work for you? Like producing or rapping?
Rapping is always less work, but it's just always depending on the mood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I might make like 8, 9 beats, and then I'd be like, damn, I can't make another beat, and then I'll be like, oh, I need to just go rap. So then I'll go rap, make like 2 or 3 songs, and I'll be like, oh damn, I need to go make some more beats to rap on because I don't rap them all the beats I like. And then I'll be like, damn, I can't make a beat. I still got the brain for it. I'll be like, oh yeah, I got other producers. And like, let me go rap on their beat. You see, then shit, it just be like that. So it just, you know, it's all about the vibe with me, man. Like they both easy, so it's just, you know, I'm just vibing, enjoying it.
What was like the first? I think you're in your early career or whatever. What was like the first cosign from an artist that was like a little bigger than you or someone that you like looked up to? That you remember, whether it's they shouted you out or any type of like cosign, and how did that make you feel if it happened?
You know, bro, it wasn't necessarily like I was looking up to him, but I definitely knew who he was. And man, this was a pivotal point in my life. You know, I'm glad I'm able to even say this shit. You know, I say it was a pivotal point in my life. So I used to stay in South Carolina and shit. I was trying to go to school out there. And you know, we still had the studio and shit going crazy out there. Me and my uncle Kosa, we the same age and shit. So we was out there working, going crazy, and it was like Christmas break. So I was like, shit, I'm finna shoot back up to the A. So I stayed up until like New Year's, but I ended up not going back because I'm like, yo, it's lit as fuck in the A. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is what I've been missing. So eventually Bukkweat Bill started hanging out. Like he started pulling up to the studio we was at because my nigga Essay, he had like him and his boys, they let me crash over at my nigga TDP and Kika's crib. TDP, one of my producers, Kika's his brother. So, you know, we was all at the crib and shit, their apartment, and that's where I had recorded, I re-recorded Can't Go Like That with Essay. You know what I'm saying? So from then on there, I think I stayed there a few more days and Bukkweat Bill came by and you know, he was like the first person that showed me that like, bro, this shit is a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like you really can do this shit if you want to do it. You know, you ain't got to kiss nobody's ass. Like he kind of took away the fantasy aspect of this rap shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just so cool. All he wanted was some beers and he just chilling and he like, shit, yeah, let's make some music. And you know what I'm saying? It was just so simple with him. So when that happened, we know we made a song. It was going up. A lot of people was fucking with us and shit. So I'm like, shit, nigga, this shit cool as hell. You know, that was really cool. But I think all in all, man, it went to that like Pigeons and Planes post for real. When I got like posted on like blogs for real, I was like, ooh. So I wasn't necessarily accredited to one person, but it was definitely I give Bukkweat, he opened my eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I always give that nigga Buck his credit. And then that Pigeons and Planes shit put that battery in my back. But I feel like I was always around everybody that was lit. So like everybody knew I could rap good. And that was never nothing we ever had to like, even before everybody started rapping, they knew I was the fire rapper. You know, I've been doing this shit since I was a kid. So a lot of people know that. Like a lot of people know that.
Because you're managing him, right?
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, how do y'all know each other? How'd y'all connect, and how'd you get into managing? And...
Oh man, Fo Poops is like the first actual like baby I met in my life. Like I knew him as a baby. Like he's my cousin. He's my actual cousin. So he's my little cousin. He's like the first baby I ever met. Like that, I was like, damn, like nigga, you a baby. Like so yeah, like that's that. You know what I'm saying? Like we that's real blood cousin. You know, same grandma, all that type of shit. I think he was playing sports like when he was coming up, but he always would tell me like, yo, cuz I'm trying to rap. But you know, like at that point in time, I was looking more at it like, well, nigga, if you say you're gonna rap, then you gotta rap. Because how I was like, you're not finna say you're gonna rap that you rap and you ain't got no rap for a nigga to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it through that lens for a long time. And then eventually, like, we started hanging out a lot more. You know what I'm saying? We started hanging out a lot more, and shit, we got new studio equipment together. And you know, I just helped him out, man. I gave him the game, man. You know, I was just like, shit, because we had already made a few songs together, so I knew he could rap. But you know, I had to actually break it down with him and actually see, you know, how could I help him? You know what I'm saying?
When did you start managing Vayda as well?
Yo, so that's
we interviewed her too, so we know you
yeah,
guys are linked. So yeah, how'd you guys meet up? Like, what was the
yeah,
story
that
behind
was actually crazy. So you know, me and Vay, shout out to Bummer World. Bummer World came through to the city, and then they had us cook up on a little the random rhythm shit. That's what it's called, random rhythm. So you can look it up. Me and Vayda both got an episode, and shit. I feel like I tapped in with most of the producers that had an episode, but me and her really, like, we just clicked, and then we was out there in Texas together, and you know, I feel like we was just showing each other our worlds, and you know, I think we clicked, you know what I'm saying? Because that was really our first time meeting. But me personally, I'm like, shit, if we in Texas, we in Texas. Like,
what year is this?
This last year, actually.
No word.
Yeah, so you know, I look at it like, if we in Texas together on some South by Southwest shit, we a tribe. Like, we need to stick together, and we need to just goddamn enjoy this shit. You know what I'm saying? So her and her homegirls was going around. You know, they had a producer Keyshawn with them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I had my uncle, my boy James, my other partner. You know what I'm saying? We was all just out there cooling, and I think from then on there, that's when we realized we stayed close. Like, when we came back to the city and shit, we realized we stayed close to each other. So it kind of just, you know, it made sense to just collab, and we was just working hard with each other, and push came to shove. And, you know, one thing led to another, but it wasn't until when we dropped Lovey Dovey, that was cool, but it wasn't until I saw it on everybody's Spotify rap where I was like, oh shit, like, I produced this song. Like, I helped produce on here. So I was like, I might as well, you know, the train moving, I might as well goddamn make the train go faster. You feel me? So she would goddamn perform on my sets. You know what I'm saying? I let her do some of the songs that we had worked on. And shit, she put her own show together in Atlanta. I feel like it was a good response in that short amount of time of like us promoting it. So a lot of people was there. So I knew, like, that was basically like the people that pulled up to the concert was basically like the keys to the city, in my opinion. Because it was just like, if you want all these people grams, I feel like that ain't nothing but a person away from everybody else in the city.
Facts.
So shit, you know, we just kept going. You know, me and Vay, we just kept it going. And, you know, shit, me and her we really learning the game together. You know, she worked hard. You know, I be telling people all the time, like, it's really a blessing fucking with Vay, because, you know, she works so hard and she's so smart that it's like, I'm able to go off of me, and I'm able to go off of her. You know, and I go off of her first, you know what I'm saying? So she'll decide what to do, and I'll be like, all right, bet. Only thing I do is be like, hey, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. I think this. Like, for instance, like, you know, Bingo, that's my producer, Wade. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit. I told her like a week before, like, I think you and Wade need to work. And shit, Wade called me like a week later, and she was right there with me, and I was like, shit, yeah, Wade pulling up on Friday. You gotta be here. And they made Bingo. So I feel like, you know, she just trusts. She fuck with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm inexperienced as a manager, but shit, tough. You know what I'm saying? She fuck with it. So I think more than anything, like, we just keep growing and learning together, and we're gonna be very successful at that. I really didn't, and then also, like, we really wasn't even saying I was a manager. Like, we kind of was fighting that shit, but then, like, I feel like when we started keep going in these offices in front of these people's face, it only made sense. You know what I'm saying? To say I'm the manager.
It was like a natural progression. It wasn't sort of like a formal, like, you're my manager now. It was just,
I didn't say like, yo, I want to manage you. I didn't say like, yo, you should let me manage you. She didn't say, I need a manager, Hundo, please manage me. We was there just working together, and, you know, I feel like, see, with me personally, I feel like I always had a hand in a lot of people's career, but like I didn't emphasize it enough to be mentioned in a lot of people's stories. So like that's why I did it with Pooch. You know what I'm saying? Pooch Snack. You know what I'm saying? Mapa. You know what I'm saying? Vayda. I kind of just did it with more intention. So instead of being like going behind their back and saying like, yo, you need to book them or you need to give them some beats, I would tell them like, yo, I'm gonna introduce you to this person and they're gonna fuck with you. And you know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of being more intentional about it because I feel like I could have did this for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It was just closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I don't hold it towards nobody and no shit like that. I just learned from that. And I was just like, shit, I'm gonna make sure that I go hard enough to where when people say telling their stories, I'm not getting left out. It was just that simple. I just didn't want to be left out the story. And it led to me being a manager.
So speaking of the need to like formalize like a title or sort of whatever specifically you're doing with Vayda, what are the rooms that you guys are in? Like, what was the reasons for you to actually formalize them? Like, who were you like presenting in front of?
I mean, you know, just talking to professionals, you know what I'm saying? Really talking, like, going into these music industry offices and shit like that. And it's like, you know, I would have thought, me personally, I would have thought motherfuckers be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't no manager. But they be all ears ready to hear what we got to say. So I feel like shit, the more we did, the more it made us go like to each other more. Like it made us like stick with each other a lot more because I would have thought, you know, she would have went sailing, you know what I'm saying? Rightfully so. Like, you know what I'm saying? My job is done, but my job not done yet. So I feel like shit, like I say, she just fucked with me and shit. The more and more we go, shit, it's still me and her, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was just a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, that's great that it happened so naturally. I just had a question if you've had any like challenges as a manager. Has anyone tried to like try you in any type of way since you've been in
See,
that?
that's what I thought it was gonna be, but no, like no, like it's actually. I say it's a. I feel like it's a
I mean,
blessing that I.
rightfully so, because
Yeah,
you've been around for a long time, and like you said earlier, you've had a hand in a lot of people's careers that just in general, like on all levels type shit. So
shit, bro. Don't nobody know what they talking about no way. So it's like, what can they really tell me? I just would have thought that people would have sized me up due to my lack of experience. So, you know, I just try to go in and everything learning. Like I say, it's a blessing that I'm in here with her because everybody wants her. Like, you know, I feel like I started managing with Fo Pooch because I never took the title as a manager though. You know what I'm saying? So I think I would say that like I was already managing Pooch, but when she came along, it was just a blessing because it was just like, yo, like the train was already moving. She already got a buzz. She already doing everything. So shit, man, you know, I feel like, bro, that's a manager's dream. Like, she got to be a manager. You know what I'm saying? She want to talk to everybody herself. She want to do the business herself. Like, you know, we just tag team everything. So that's a manager's dream. You know, with Pooch, I did everything from scratch, but with her, like, you know, that's a businesswoman. You know, she's a future superstar slash like mogul. Whatever she want to do, she gonna be able to do it. I believe in her 100%.
same.
What part of like labels annoy you, and why does that annoy you when people try to like categorize you?
It don't really annoy me. I think more than anything, I learned that you really just gotta stand on whatever it is you believe in. So like, if somebody thinks I'm an artist, I mean, well, I am an artist, but if somebody thinks that I'm a producer, then I'm gonna let them. If somebody thinks I'm a manager, then I'm gonna let them. If somebody thinks I'm a director, I'm gonna let them. They think I'm a, you know, cameraman, I'm gonna let them. A blogger, like, you know, I got the vlogs going crazy too. So whatever they think I is, I'm gonna let them. But we never have to really question it because everything is right there. All you gotta do is open your eyes. So it's like I'm a stuff doer, but I'm gonna do whatever it takes to, you know, get where I want to be. You know, it's not necessarily it's not a label thing. It's just telling people what's up. Like, I do everything.
Speaking about another tweet, I mean, your tweets are so live. I fuck with I fuck with your Twitter heavy. You're very like unfiltered, and it's like rare to see that amongst rappers themselves. But I was recently in a group chat where one of my homies was just shitting on Drake's son and just being like, I can't stand seeing that kid. And I think it just comes from this idea of like not fucking with like nepotism, you know what I mean? Just being like, fuck this, like, you know? And I think he tweeted some industry baby shading out, industry babies shading real out the mutters. It's gotta be some type of juxtaposition to white privilege or something. And I thought that was super funny. And I was like, wait, what made you like tweet that? What made you like,
I mean,
like, what brought the idea?
I be seeing motherfuckers with goddamn legendary parents talking shit about people grinding out the mud. Like, boy, fuck your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't care. Like, you know, I already was coming in knowing that it was gonna be a long road for me. You know what I'm saying? I already knew it. So that's why y'all see me confident standing tall. I'm in it for the long game. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn. I want to do as much as I can do it. But when I see somebody that got down just giving the opportunities, talking shit about people that got the goddamn slave for that shit. Nah, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit now. Because it just be like, your ass ain't even lit with the blessings that you got. We want what you got, and you too busy worry about what we got. You know what I'm saying? That shit, like, why you worry about me? Like, ain't your mama such and such? Ain't your daddy such and such? Like, the fuck? Like, fuck, go help them out. The people you talking shit about, go help them out, or go mind your business and go be a goddamn rich kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't gonna goddamn thug it with us, you should shut up. Because, you know, people really putting their lives on the line while there's a lot of people that just cozy trying to act like they relate to what we got going on.
Are there some like undercover, like even in like Atlanta's like underground scene, are there certain players that are like low-key have parents or low-key have family members that are in the industry and actually kind of popping in the industry? Like, or is it like an intimate thing that you see like within people that you see day to day, or is it sort of like just something that spurs like?
I mean, it's just a thing, you know. We in the city of Atlanta, man, so you never know who somebody's parents really is. Like, you know, they might have just helped produce on a song back in the day and might be getting royalties for it, or, you know, it's never nothing really too crazy. Like, I ain't finna act like a trillionaire damn daughter or a son is in this bitch just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never no, like, it's, you know, it's not like Jermaine Dupri's son down here, goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? It is like a C-lister or some shit, but, you know, I mean, you know, game is game. If you was born in the industry, you born in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hold nobody for that. You know, your blessings is your blessings. You ain't asked to be here. You know what I'm saying? But I do take offense when they goddamn get in our business. Like, you know, it's a big difference between us and y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that.
Thanks. You kind of mentioned it a little earlier, but you've gone into videography somewhat. Was Lovey Dovey the first video that you directed?
Yeah, bro, that was the first video I ever shot, directed, everything. Like, that's what I mean, bro. Like, that's what it was, bro. As soon as I was already playing with the camera for like 2 weeks because I wanted to do like vlogs and shit. And then like Lil Mapa, you know, he's a producer. He's like 15, 16-year-old producer. I wanted to goddamn be around with him with the camera and shit like that, but shit, they was already having a camera crew and everything, because he done turned up on that producer shit. Like, he probably one of the hardest producers in the city, you know what I'm saying? So he already got a crew, everything. So I really just, Snap gave me the camera and I really just had the camera. So I was just shooting around. If I'm hanging out with the guys, or, you know, out and about, I'm just bringing the camera. So with that, like I say, I saw the Lovey Dovey on the Spotify rap shit going crazy, and like I say, I helped produce it. So what more can I do besides like shit, shoot a video for it? You know what I'm saying? Because I knew, you know, I did it with a purpose. I knew everybody just don't see it. It was more like just showing Vay off. Like, I knew I didn't have the capabilities to do everything I wanted in the video, but I knew I could. I got the vision to goddamn lead to goddamn what we want to do. You know, you know what I'm saying? That's
and you shot another video for it too, 369.
Bro, yeah, man, that shit was painful, bro. I had one arm shooting that video, man.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, my arm was fucked up, man. I was shooting that video with one arm, bro. That shit hurt, man. We got that shit done. I love that video, man. Shout out to Keo. Shout out Lex from Atlanta. You know, shout out my auntie letting us use her crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, that's just that. Like, we was gonna get that done. But shit, so.
And you've been handling like editing your own videos too. So I think Vayda shot this one.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie though, I actually hate camera work. Like, I actually hate it. Like, that's something. Man, bro, that's a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. Like I give beats for free. I give verses for free. I do a lot for free, but that is not one of them. That is not one of them. But that shit.
You like editing more?
Editing was cool. Like that was Thinking About Life was my first time editing a music video.
Oh, word. No,
yeah, that was my first time actually editing the video. So that was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, because I hesitated for like 4 days, and then I said, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. And when I was doing it, I was like, oh shit. You know, I just called my boy Skip up. Shout out OG Uncle Skip. Goddamn, called him up, asked him how to do this. Shit, I ain't have to do too much after that.
Cool.
Yeah, so
what
that was
program you using?
What is this shit? Final Cut Pro.
Got you.
Yeah, that's a good video though. I forgot how good that video is. I did do good on that one.
Since April, you've been dropping I feel like you've been dropping songs on your SoundCloud more recently. And like more.
Yeah, I just dropped.
Yeah, you've just been dropping a lot on SoundCloud. So what's your favorite like recent track that you've been releasing and sort of like
the
SoundCloud releases?
Them be the ones where I'll be listening to them so much that I'll be like, I need to just drop it so everybody can hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, it just be that. Like, you know, I think My Dance is the one that everybody really gravitated towards. So, like, they like that My Dance. But I like Grown. I feel like when I did Grown Man, that was just the start of like my new attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
That was like the start of my new attitude. So, you know, I did like 3-piece, 4-piece. But it was when that Grown Man dropped where I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck no more. Like, I'm just gonna stand on this shit. I don't care about no plays. I don't care. Like, everything we need to do, we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That MOB, that's my shit though. That mob, yeah, that's my one. You know, it's just fun. You know, making music is fun. I feel like sometimes we get too caught up in you know, the game of it. You know, the game of it, and it's like, yeah, like I got the music that I want to package a certain way and do it a certain way, but why not still feed the folks? You know what I'm saying? Because like we not nerds, we not rich, we not, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, it's music, it's art, it's creating. So I feel like somewhere along the line we get lost in that, and then I had to come back to reality. Like, yo, this all I got is music, so I might as well give it.
Facts. I really fuck with that like approach to it, and yeah, like you really just been dropping non-stop, and I feel like I fuck with it.
Yeah, like I literally just dropped today, I think.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and some of my favorite songs of yours have been in this like recent fashion. So
that's good. That's good. I like that. I'm glad, man. Because you know, like, shit, man. I just be trying to let folks, you know, it'd be crazy because like, you know, you see 20 views, 73 views, 19 views. It'd be cool though, because like people call me or text me, or I get a new fan or somebody that's trying to buy a beat. So I'd be like, shit, I'm glad I dropped it because shit, I'm making money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad somebody like that shit. They want to get a beat from me or something just because they hear it. So, you know, them 20 plays be 20 valuable plays. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It always leads to something else. So I stopped caring because it was like shit. I'm living real life. I ain't got to worry about if I'm living. You know, I get shows. I get paid. You know, so shit.
Right.
Hey.
We've talked about before, like mention it, but you've been around in the Atlanta underground scene for like a minute now. And have seen just a lot of artists go around. Do you have like a favorite show or a favorite memory from like that time period, mid 2010s type shit?
Favorite show in the city?
Like a couple?
Yeah, it's a couple. One time, let me see. My homegirl Kima threw her birthday one time, and it had like we was on the top ass floor looking down, and I just remember everybody rapping "Can't Go Like That" word for word That shit was crazy. Cause like I think I started on the floor and then I ran up the stairs to the top section. And when I got up there, everybody just like rushed to the floor and they was all rapping Can't Go Like That. And I was like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that was fun. I know y'all saw that Youth Gala footage, that Youth Gala Part 2. I know y'all seen that one. Yeah, that was actually a legendary show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. We be doing shit. It was, I ain't gonna lie, but around that time, bro, I was doing so many shows. Pussy Power Punk Party, that was a good one. I don't know, bro. I feel like that was a moment in time, and I feel like at that time I was like really the MVP. So I always had shows. I don't even remember, bro. I can't even cap, bro. Like I always had shows at that point in time. It was just a good time to be in, and like I had just got my foot. Like I said, I was staying in South Carolina, so I moved back to the city 2016. So I was just so glad to be accepted and like, you know, just be able to do all them shows because, you know, people see me do one show and be like, yo, I need you. Like, I need you on my show. I'll be like, cool. So like, you know, I performed that shit like the Department Store, which is like, you know, don't exist no more, but you know, it's a lot of legendary stuff that happened there. So I was blessed to catch the tail end of like all that underground SoundCloud scene, but I was still able to make my own name in it too. So more than anything, bro, I can't even remember just one show. It was a good ass time, bro. It was a good ass time. We created those moments ourselves. Like the people that booked the shows, it wasn't like no sponsors or nothing. It was, you know, my homeboy, like somebody I had just met maybe a week ago, and he's somebody he got a show in 2 weeks, and he need me on it. So it was just that simple. You know, it was never nothing to it. We was just out there doing it, trying our hardest.
What's your connection to RSG? I saw a couple pictures with you, and like they've been floating around the internet for a while. So, and I know you've been on a couple tracks.
Hey man, you know, them my guys, man. FreeBlackgwualah, you know what I'm saying? Free Hundos, man.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
Free the guys, man. You know, man. So when I was going to school out there in Henry County, I met Lynn. Lynn was like one of the first people I met in Henry County. That's Lynn Williams. He produces for Cito right now, Cito and BZB right now and shit like that. And you know, this picture was actually after that Youth Gala show I was telling y'all that I was just talking about, and that was a crazy ass night. But yeah, man, you know, I knew Guala. That was a good show right there. That one too. That's a good one. I had Guala when I was like, man, I had to be like 18, 19, you know. Smoke was at one of my video shoots. We was all at Poop House. You know, it was really like, you know, it was just the guys. You know what I'm saying? It was like a Henry County, Fayetteville, Clayco connection. And you know, we was always going to Land House, or we was going to Guala House, or we was going to Poop House. And you know, that shit, it was just like that. So it was like, it was NoGum, Black Con, that's SA, Bruckshot and them at the time, and RSG, Jurassic Park, you know what I'm saying? So we was on some shit. We all called ourselves 400K. I'm guessing that I think that was originally like the skate group that they had on that side, but like we all just took it over. Like we just was like, we all 400K. So we was all like, you know, we all was in the clique. Like we was all clicked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like them the guys. Like I feel like when I popped out, like I was having them backdoor my shows. So if I got a show, I'd be like, y'all know y'all want Guala and Cito to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know y'all want to perform. Like y'all might as well get them on the show too. So like that's how we was doing it. So you know, we was always pulling up deep to the shows, to the functions, just mobbing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we came in. We was mobbing. You know what I'm saying? It's
what year was this? Like around?
That was definitely like 17, maybe. Gotcha. 2017, 2018. I'm not even sure. That was a good time, though. It was crazy. It was a chaotic ass night, but it's a good memory. Nobody died, so it's a great memory.
Right.
Them the guys, though. Like I say, FreeBlackgwualah, Free Hundos, man. You know, them the guys, man.
Definitely.
Shout out Cito. It's good to see Cito doing his thing. You know, that shit crazy. Because when I met Cito, you know, he was a stone face, like no smiles ass nigga. see his ass lit, bro, because you know shit. I used to look over, I say some dumb shit, and I see his ass kind of chuckle a little bit. Yeah, nigga, you know that shit funny, nigga. You know, like shit. Shout out to them guys. Man. It's a beautiful thing to see that. You know what I'm saying. He holding it down, smoke. You know what I'm saying. And the guys, man, it's nothing but love.
You were somewhat recently, featured in a short film that did recently come out, like fully released online. Glitter and Gold. How did that come about?
Like, man, Christian, that's my brother, man. That's my guy. Young Yahweh, aka Christian Nolan Jones, man. That's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Man, I met him through my partners at the bando. He was always fucking with my music. You know what I'm saying? He was always showing love. Eventually, we met. He came to my crib when I did the first letter video with motion picture shit. You know what I'm saying? So they all pulled up to my crib. He helped. He set the camera up on my partner car and shit like that. And you know that video is crazy. That's one of my favorite videos we did. So me and Christian, we did a few videos together. I want to say we did like 2 or 3 videos together. And then, you know, he always just fucked with me. Like, he just showed me love. So he was always just like, yo, I'm about to do the short film. I was actually on the one before that as well, called Brown with Blue. So he had already did the print shop. That was his first one. And then that's like when I first met him. So then when he did Brown with Blue, he included me in it, let me be a extra on there. And then, you know, same thing with this one. This time I actually had a little cameo shot in that motherfucker though. So, you know, that's just my guy. It was some Atlanta shit, to be real with you though, because I think he was staying in New York at the time. So, you know, if I went to New York, I might crash at his spot for a day or so because, you know, he was uptown and I stay in Brooklyn. So I just go uptown, crash at his crib for like a day or two, and we get a lot of stuff done. Like he shot my video up there in Harlem before. You know, we just, you know, that shit was just cool. That's just my guy. That's how Atlanta be working. That's what I be meaning. Like, it's just people. You know what I'm saying? People being people, bro, and like just come together.
What character were you playing for the people that haven't seen it yet?
Shit, I'm just one of the goddamn, you know, when you was a kid and you saw the people posted up at the cars just talking shit and stuff like that. I'm just one of them. I'm just one of the you know what I'm saying, the figures in the hood.
Can you see yourself acting in the future, like doing more roles and stuff?
Yeah, I think I can do all that, man. I you know, I'm an animated person. You know, it don't take too much for me to get in the character, so I definitely can see it. You know, it's cool that I'm already like 2 short films in, so I'm excited for the future. You know what I'm saying?
That's lit.
That's lit, yeah. So going back to your Twitter, big shout out your Twitter. You went viral for explaining why you almost got banged on for wearing an Atlanta hat, Falcons hat in LA.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna make that say? Are you gonna keep repping Atlanta in LA, or are we gonna move a little different? What's going on with that?
I mean, I'm gonna wear my Atlanta shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be disrespectful or nothing, but I mean, hey, bro, like, I hope this don't get me beat up. You know what I mean? I want to wear some Brave stuff. Like, Hawks. I mean, shit, I'm from Atlanta, bro. Like, y'all don't know I'm repping it. Like, but they don't really, they not mean to outsiders like that. They really they love Atlanta. They show a lot of love. Like, even with dude checking me and stuff, he really wasn't checking me. He was really just on some shit like, be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They knew I wasn't from here. I forgot to put in there, like, the funny part about that shit was like, we know you ain't from here, cuz you walking too lackadaisical. Like, you ain't worried about where you at, cuz. I was like, all right. He said, this the 50s, nigga. You in the 40s. I was like, all right, let me get on.
That's funny as hell. Yeah, because I didn't expect that to go. It kind of went viral, did it not?
Hey, you know, I'm still salty about that shit because it didn't go viral on my TikTok. It went viral on somebody else's Instagram.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I'm like, bro, like, but it's cool. I be feeling like, you know, I like to put my face to certain things just so, like, you know, people can just see like how funny I am. I'm like, you know, I'm a funny story. I got a lot of funny stories. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can't even like the stories that I got, I can't even believe. I used to think like my cousins and my dad and my uncles was lying about how they grew up and shit. Because the stories I got way crazier than what they used to tell me.
Data Heart in Atlanta, and it looked really interesting when I was just kind of like looking around. Could you just talk about what exactly that was?
Okay, so the show name is Platform, and that's yeah, my boy, shout out my boy RPXL, you know what I'm saying? Data Heart, that's his company, you know what I'm saying, his label, you know what I'm saying, his business. And really he just put together something intimate. Him and his team put together something intimate, you know, for the city. And you know, he included everybody that was going on. Shout out to all the guys that was there. You know, it was just an intimate show. You know, it was pretty cool. Like, we're gonna do one in New York next. And yeah, bro, you know, he put his time into that one. You know, that was one of the shows where I let Vayda, you know, perform, and that was a lot of people first time seeing Vayda. So, you know, like that was just like, you know, shit, it's a show, man. It's one for the books. If y'all can make it to New York and Brooklyn on the September 2nd, shit, you know, we get some press in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we love
Happening in Brooklyn. So are they like premiering some type of like product or something like that? Or is it just
like a product launch, you know, you be having merch and shit, you know what I'm saying? They be showing people how to you know, make money in music independently. Like they'll do like a seminar and everything. Like they you know it's informative and it's entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be pretty cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, like I say, that's the homie. Shout out Zay. You know, me and him been locked in for a long time now. So, you know what I'm saying? I got his back, he got mine.
And you've been doing just a lot of shows in New York City, like in general. You just were at the Nobel show with at Misa Boy and have this show coming up. Do you like New York, like doing shows up there?
I love New York with all my heart. I ain't gonna cap for New York. They treat me so good. They treat me like a celebrity. See, like how I say it, like Atlanta don't treat you like a celebrity. New York don't treat you like a celebrity, bro. Like I just be walking through Brooklyn, bro, and nigga, I'll get stopped. I'll be like, this is crazy. Like I get stopped. Like I get stopped. I'm walking in. It ain't no party. It ain't no fun. I'm just walking through Brooklyn, finna go to the barbershop or something, and a motherfucker be like, Hundo. I'm like, oh, this crazy. Like, so I fuck with New York. You know, it's cool that they're like. I feel like they're not ashamed to show love. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah, respect. We have a couple of just questions about like people that you've connected with in the underground that just kind of suck out. One was DJ FINNAHITALICK. We interviewed him, I think almost 2 years ago now, maybe a year ago, and he talked about how y'all like have a lot of stuff together and been connected for a minute.
Yeah, that's my brother too, man. That's my guy. I love that guy. That's my guy right there, man. That's my boy.
We met when we first met, you and I. We met at that show.
Yeah, he was my DJ at that show. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my guy, man. You know my mom. I know his mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my guy. I met him at a show one time. Shout out to Kobe. You know what I'm saying? They had a show. And shit, they let me perform it, and he was the DJ. And shit, I think shit, we was locked in ever since that. Like we ain't even know each other beforehand or nothing, but shit, we was locked in ever since. So, you know, shout out FINNAHITALICK, you know, Black Wealth, you know what I'm saying? Black Wealth.
Black Wealth. Right.
No, that's what super fun about DJ FINNAHITALICK was anytime I went to a show, there was a chance that his mom would be there as well.
Oh yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, that's my that's my dog right there. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm on the phone with them and she right there, like it's love you know what I'm saying? Like that's yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. You know, his mom like my mom, like, you know, real supportive and just ready to ride, you know what I'm saying? Ready to ride for sure.
Yeah, another OG kind of in the game that's like on kind of that is a little like under the radar, but still does a lot of shit is a Marvelito. And you were you have like a lot of like he was doing exclusives back in the day, and he did a good amount with you. And yeah, you recently did the show at Misa Board, and I know he's like involved there too. But how did you?
man, Marv is the first person that booked me in New York. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So shout out time. She goddamn introduced us, and shit. It was crazy. We had a show, and it was who the fuck was it? I want to say it wasn't even like no real headline. It was just a good old show. You know what I'm saying? Like good show. Like a party turned to a show type shit. So I think it was me, Freedom was DJing. He was DJing. Ace Manuel, Rouge performed. I want to say it was somebody else. I can't really remember though. But that was my first show in New York, and you know, I was staying at his crib and everything, and he was like, "Yo, I got another show at the end of the month," and I'm like, "He like, you want to perform?" I'm like, "Yeah." I like, "Can I stay here for the rest of the month?" And he looked at me crazy, like, "Duh!" Like, so when he did that, I was like, "Oh, he fucked with me," because ain't nobody. I don't know nobody that's just gonna let you crash at their crib for a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't too many people that's gonna let you do that just willy nilly. Don't know him from a can of paint. Like, you know what I'm saying? But shit, it was cool.
Right.
So yeah, we spent a lot of time. You know, that's actually when I first came around to Jersey Club. I used to hate it, and then like, you know, going to sleep, waking up to it. I'm hearing it 24/7. You know, because SJ was over there too. Shout out to SJ. So SJ was there. BigBabyGucci, Archibald, Slim. It was a lot of us over there at the time. Juan. You know, we was just like, it was a lot of us. Like it was a whole lot of us. I ain't even gonna cap. Like it was a whole lot of us, and we'd just be over there just working. So from then on there, you know, Marv, like I always tell everybody, that's my New York OG, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in New York, I'm tapping in with Marv for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like he done showed me a lot about the city. He done got me a lot of money in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to Marv, bro. Like he, you know, that's why I made sure to goddamn bring Vayda me Sabor. Cause I'm like, shit, you know, Marv done did a lot for me. I want to make sure that he getting his flowers in this shit too, you know. So we did something. We always just do legendary stuff, man.
Yeah. John Marv. And then
shout out like that, man.
One more just project that I think was pretty crazy is the Hundoza project of you and Grimm.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love that one. I still love that one to this day.
How did y'all connect? So you mentioned you were at his crib like a month ago too.
Yeah, but you know what? He was actually at Marv's house too.
Word.
Yeah, that's how I met Doza. So I met Doza through Marv because they had some Doza beats. Because the thing about Marv at that time was they was doing the Like That World project. So that was like their first project, and it was just like, you know, shit, they had everybody on there. So he sent me some Doza beats, and I snapped on them then. And got down. I actually didn't know Doza at the time. Yo, pull up, man. I'm here, bro. Gotta hang up on his ass. He gonna be mad. Hey, that's how we be doing. We got a plug, right? I'll be like, yo, be like spot and hang up on the ass. So that's how I be doing. Cub, me and Cub be doing it. Yeah. Doza's ass got down. We didn't know each other at the time, but we did this song called What You Heard, and that was on the Like That World project. So when he ended up pulling up, because BigBabyGucci had the show. The second show that we had was with Asian Dog. So it was like BigBabyGucci, Asian Dog, me, and like a few other people. You know what I'm saying? So me and Doza will hang out. I would tell people all the time. Like I probably kicked it with Doza at that point, probably like 4 days, but I feel like we smoked 1 trillion blunts. Like we smoked 1 trillion blunts together. Like so. It'll just be some shit like I'll be like, yo, Doza, like he'll be cooking up because he'll cook up a beat out of nowhere. Like we'll just be talking right now. He gonna get like 3-4 beats done. And he like, what the hell? Like, so I had left my studio set up there. BigBabyGucci was knocking shit the fuck out. Like it'll be some shit like I'll be in there, I'll leave, I'll come back. Gucci had made like 4 songs and deleted them off the computer already. So I ain't even have to go in there because they didn't have no space.
Yeah.
So I had to delete the song. So he done did everything. I'm like, damn, nigga, you did all that. So like that's how we was doing. We was really getting it in. And then you know, I remember one time we was sleep. I got a song called Hot Summer. It's actually not on that project, but I got a song called Hot Summer. and it was one beat where I was knocked out. We was out to drink, and I was slumped, and Doza made the beat, and I was like, I'ma need that one. I'ma need that one. And I probably asked him for that shit like 4 months later. Like, you remember that one beat I said I needed? I needed that one. So like even that song Voila, that's on there. Like we did all that at Marv crib. You know, that tape for the most part was made at Marv crib and like my mama old house.
No, that's lit.
Yeah, you know. Shout out to Grimm Doza though, man. That's my guy. Him and Vayda got some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And Vayda got some crazy shit. You know, I done linked that up. So, you know, y'all heard that. Y'all heard it here first.
Right.
But yeah, we got some new shit as well. You know what I'm saying? That's legendary shit right there. Damn, Hundoza, that was a good time. That was a good time. Yeah, the new shit crazy too though. Y'all love the new shit.
So in a more general sense, I think one thing that attracts me to you in sort of in comparison to other rappers, that sort of from me referencing your Twitter, like you're very like funny, you're sort of unapologetically you, and that's sort of rare to see when it comes to like rappers. I think this game sort of like harbors like a lot of like clone-like behavior. So what sort of inspires you to project yourself in completely like a raw, in sort of like a raw form, like just being completely you? Like sort of what inspires that?
Shit, man. Only thing I can do is really be myself. I feel like I just got to experience that not many people can, you know, say. So it's like I got a goddamn, you know, if I don't say my perspective, it'll never be heard because, you know, I live a hell of a life and I've been around a lot of things, seen a lot of things, done a lot of things. So it's like, who can tell me otherwise? Like, I ain't never been lame. Like, everybody always knew who I was. I've been a class clown. You know, that's like my high school superlative is class clown. So, you know, I always kind of just been an entertaining ass person to be around. I always kind of like seeing people's spirits up, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of always want people to escape when they around me. It's like an escape from, you know, the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So it's just regular, you know what I'm saying? It's like this how I was raised. You feel like if you meet my family, you'll be like, oh, okay, everything makes sense.
Right. What annoys you about the game? Like what annoys you about being like a rapper or things that are expected of you or like even as a man, like what is like something that's like the biggest thing that you're just sort of like annoyed by or don't really feel like you want to be a participant of?
I think the worst part about it is like you never know when it's smoke. You never know when like people are shady. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what, you know, you might just be cool and being yourself and, you know, it might have put you in a hard spot, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you just the things that you can't control is probably the worst part about it. Because you know what I'm saying? It's not about how talented you are. It's not about how, you know, hard you work or nothing like that. You know, that's definitely a percentage of it. But, you know, it's just you never really know what's going on behind the scenes. And the fact that what goes on behind the scenes hold weight sometimes. Like, you know, it's like a constant fight. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily that I'm like competing or fighting anybody specifically, but it's like, you know, just knowing that it's more. And, you know, you probably gotta dig deeper a little sometimes because what you might want might not be what you need. So, you know what I'm saying? It might be right there in your face, but that might not be good for you. Because it come with a lot of baggage that you don't even know. Like you might think that person cool, but that person not really cool because they really using you for this, or you know what I'm saying? So it just be like mixing personalities. Like I wish it was just like, yo, you good, I'm good. Let's make music, let's get money. You know what I'm saying? But shit, man, you talk to the wrong girl. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm always rapping about like, damn, why niggas hating over hoes? Like, no,
yeah,
we supposed to be P. So it's a lot of cap. Like that's what I don't like. Like we supposed to be key. We supposed to be P. But damn.
I feel like those are most of the questions and not all the ones we have. So I just have one more for you. Like we kind of talked at length about your impact on or just how you've been around the scene for a minute, very like involved and stuff. So I was wondering like where do you see yourself like in the general Atlanta music scene right now? And then also, where do you see yourself in like the next couple of years?
I mean, all in all, I think I'm a vet in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I done earned my stripes. I got down, you know, I done proved myself. I feel like a lot of people know what's down with me. You know, I done made a name for myself, for better or for worse. I don't give it down because everybody knows it's down. They done seen the boy. So I think it's cool, you know, that in that aspect. And I think all in all, I'm gonna be a music mogul. I'm gonna be a you know, shit, one of the goats. What you talking about? Like that's, you know, that's how I see it. Like I ain't, they already calling me a legend, so it's just like shit. The only thing I can do is just do more because it's like, yeah, y'all calling me a legend and shit, but I ain't even where I want to be. So let me make sure that I don't get caught up in stuff like that and just keep it going so that in 10 years I can be the biggest thing. Like, you know, it's a blessing to be like, okay, you know, I was just rapping in 2016, then I started producing in 2020. I got a little acting in there. I'm managing now. So it's like shit, I'm clearly gonna do everything the fuck I want to do. So, you know, let's just hope it just keep going and just like let's just keep being great. That's really all I can hope for.
Facts.
Do you have any shout outs? Anyone you shout out real quick?
Man, shout out to the whole NoGum, man. Y'all already know we've been at this shit since 2012. So shout out to NoGum. Shout out Bay. Shout out my mama, my dad, and them. You know what I'm saying? Free the real. Rest in peace, my aunt. Shout out to everybody paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who ain't turned their back and everybody supporting. Shout out Sleepwalker ENT, of course. You know what I'm saying? For the good interview, because I've been wanting to talk my shit for a little minute. And man, shout out to the whole world, man. Everybody that's fucking with me, old fans, new fans, future fans. Hey, man, when y'all see this interview, y'all witnessing greatness, man. So, hey.
And shout out NoGum Hundo.
Yeah, big shout out NoGum Hundo.
Yeah, shout out Hundo, man.
Yeah.
All right, we can sign off. Sleepwalker Radio, Hundo. Until next time.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.